Hello, dear children of my granddaughters, dear granddaughters class. You asked me to tell you about the roots of my family, and I'll try to do it as short as possible, as not to bore your classmates. As far as I know, my grandfather, named Joseph Auser, or as he was nicknamed, Joseph Pavlovel, he owned an estate ranging to as far as 300 dunams in the village of Pavlov in Poland. He lived comfortable life, and he dealt with commerce and middling. They tell me he lived to be 103 years old. He had 3 children. One of them was Mordechai. He was my great-grandfather. Mordechai married my grandmother, whose name was Bina. The couple had 7 children, and my father, Menachem, nicknamed Mundek, was the little one. In 1914, the First World War breaks. The Russians, on the way through the Eastern Front, break in one weekend to the synagogue where the Jews were praying, and took 4 of them to the nearby wood and shot them to death. Between them was my grandfather, which I never had the privilege of knowing, was Mordechai Osler. And my father became an orphan at the age of 3, and the burden of the family well-being is on my granddaughter's Bina's hands, which goes through hell to take care of the 5 orphans all through the war. At the year 1922, the family moved to live in Lviv. And my father, who couldn't study during the war, accomplishes his education. When he was 20, a family friend suggests that he, together with my father, go out to agricultural training, which will be followed by making Aliyah to Israel. This decision is the one that made my father the only survivor of the Auster family. On December 29th, 1934, my father leaves Poland, and January 4th, 1935, his feet are on the land of Israel. My father meets my mother in the kibbutz where they live together, named Kfar Choresh. My mother left her parents' home at the age of 15 and made Aliyah by herself. Little about her: she was an extraordinary woman who actually grew by herself, and all through the years she was we can say the stronghold of the family until she died 14 years ago. I was born in the kibbutz of Choresh on the the 17th of September 1945. From there, we moved as a family, few apartments. The last of them is in Kiryat Tivon, where my mother died and where both my parents are buried. I met your grandmother, when we both worked together at the Helena factory, which was at that time in Migdal HaEmek, where her family lived. After a short while, we got married, and we have 3 children: Ran, your uncle, Dori, your father, and Adi, your aunt. We are now the proud grandparents of 9 grandchildren, from which only 9 are now in Israel. We love you and we miss you every day and every hour. I hope this little story of our roots will keep your roots in the land of Israel. Thank you all. It's been a pleasure.